Hey ladies, welcome back to the podcast. We age graceful. Today's episode is going to be about mid-year reset. For Black women over 40, we're going to talk about rest, reflect, and realign. But before we get into the episode, how are you? How are you feeling? It's been a minute. We have so much to talk about. I'm not going to drag it out. I'm going to share a little bit today, share a little bit in some future episodes. But starting out, let's talk about how I am on YouTube. I'm not sure if a lot of you know that I do have a YouTube channel. I do have a beauty and lifestyle YouTube channel, and it's called I Am Kelly B. IAMKELIB. I'll leave everything in the show notes for you to see. And my channel of 14 years, believe it or not, I've been on YouTube for 14 years. My channel got demonetized. Yes. Now, was my channel keeping my channel afloat? Absolutely. Have I had some good moments with my channel? Absolutely. But it was just the fact that my channel had been around for so long. I've been a good girl all these years. I've never done anything wrong. And my channel got demonetized. Fast forward, my channel did regain its monetization. I did a video on all of that. But however, long story short, they pretty much penalized me for them not giving me the correct information, if that makes any sense. They sent me out a letter telling me 3 things that could possibly be going wrong with my channel. I could have been violating some policies. I could have been having bots on my channel, and I could have been doing something foreign, if I'm not mistaken. I know it was 3 things. I can't remember verbatim at this point, but bottom line, AdSense was trying to, how can I say this? I guess they were doing their spring cleaning, if you will, or their mid-year reset. And they were like, hey, something's not matching here. Nevertheless, your girl did move. I did, purchase a new home, and my address for one was one thing. My P.O. box was another thing, and everything was all over the place. Now, I do appreciate them checking and making sure that I am who I am. Yes. But just tell me what it is. Don't send me a letter with 3 possible issues. Tell me why you guys are sending me this letter, emailing me, so forth and so on. So it took me 7 days to go through. I was trying to go through it prior to, but it took me 7 days to literally every day come home from my day job, and figure this out. So I had to go through the first issue, try to troubleshoot that one. That wasn't the reason. Went through the next issue. They told me they couldn't do that issue for me because I had another issue going on. Okay, so now I went to the last issue, and that was the issue. I had to go to my bank that I was receiving the AdSense to and get a letter from them stating that that was the correct address and they're putting that AdSense money in this particular account. Y'all, it made me want to throw in the towel. But I didn't do it. And it also made me not even want to record over there. I did record 2 videos over there, just letting everybody know that I did get my monetization back. And I did let them know that, I was going to pivot and I was going to do more of a podcasting thing because I felt like I can control this. You know what I mean? I pay for this platform. I pay to speak here. So if I don't pay, I can't play. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. But with YouTube, it's a free platform. I'm putting my content up there and they're giving me money to put things up there. And if I don't do right, you can snatch it from me at any given time. And I didn't like that. So in saying all of that, your girl got a wake up call. So that was one of the events that happened to me. And I did mention in my previous episode that my car got hit. And that's another day because good things are happening to me, but the bad things seem to be outshining the good here. But nevertheless, good things are definitely happening on this end, but the car will get fixed within the next couple of weeks. I have to pay out of my own pocket because the damage is not good enough, not intense enough for my insurance company to pay. and they couldn't find the other people. So it's my responsibility at this point. So moving right along, and this is such good feels for a good mid-year reset. It is time to rest as I need, reflect, and realign. So just to kind of give you a quick thing, we don't have to wait until January to reset. We don't have to wait for the new year or the end of the year to kind of sit and say what our new Year's resolution is going to be. We can reset at any time. We can reset every month, every week, every hour, whatever we choose to want to do. But I just felt like it was fitting because I'm looking at where I am, and sometimes where, when I'm doing things, I want to share with you so you can do some things too. So why is a mid-year reset essential? Life moves fast. Sometimes we have to pause. And pausing is not being lazy. Sometimes you have to sit back, regroup, gather, pull it on in, bring it on in, as they say, and see where we are. Often us Black women, we often carry the emotional and physical load. And, a mid-year reset is going to be really, really good and a good time for us to sit back and rest, reset, and get some good self-care. The importance of checking in with yourself is for mentally, emotionally, physically. And we got a couple of more illies that we can definitely go into. But those three, mentally, physically, and emotionally, it can get away from us, especially if you have small children or, you're like the glue to your particular family. If you got to make sure stuff is done, because sometimes even if your kids are even grown and out the house, you still are a busybody, and that not saying, if you have a husband or if you don't have a husband, but I know for me, I'm not married. I am single, but I'm still a busybody. And I can only imagine for someone who has more responsibility than I do. Both my daughters are big. So I don't have, the extra, but I do take care of my mom, and taking care of elderly. That is definitely a lot that you have to bear. You have to carve out time for yourself so you can make time for yourself. Because if you make the world, everything else, you can get lost in it, especially if you have a full-time job like I do. Some of us, we have jobs. So, you still got to go in, get that 8-10 hours, depending on what your shift looks like. You got small kids, you have a family, you got a spouse, you got a significant other, you got a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it might be. Those things can take up, and sometimes you can make that a responsibility, and then you totally forget about yourself. You may sit and want a massage, but you'll sit back and say, oh, I'll get it later. I gotta go do this for Johnny. I gotta go do this for baby Kate. No, baby Kate and Johnny can wait. Okay? Or how about they do it for themselves? Okay? I have come to a point, y'all. I was telling my girlfriend, July 4th weekend, I went to New Orleans. I did not go for Essence Festival. I went because my friends are there, and we go and we have a good time with one another. Is it a good time? We get to see other people there as well, other beautiful Black people. Absolutely. But I don't go to the Dome or anything like that, do any of the convention center things. I would like to go to one of the concerts, but I have not yet been. I've been in New Orleans during this time 3 times, but I often just go just to go because New Orleans is just a really, really nice place to be. But moving right along, we were sitting back talking, my girlfriends and I, and we were just saying how we really take time for ourselves these days, and we really sit back and don't want to get caught in that web of being burnt out and not doing for yourself, because you don't want to get on your deathbed. You're like, oh, I wish I would have did this a little bit more. And then you're telling your kids and your grandkids to do those things. You are here, and it is time for you to do those things while you can enjoy. And I'm talking to myself as well. Trust me when I tell you, because I recently really started to amp up my self-care. Now, I can do my self-care at home and do a little self-care, here and there going out of my home. But I really started to really break away from my household, break away from everyone, and do for myself. And when I mean like going out with yourself, it's nothing better than doing things by yourself. Now, at one point in time, I wasn't like this. I was talking to another one of my girlfriends, and she was saying how she don't really want to be alone. And I said, I can get it. I was there before, so I can have empathy for you. However, when you really start spending time with yourself and being alone, you really know who you want to be in your space. People that you got in your space right now may not be good for you. But that's another day, another story, girl. We will get into that another time. But what are some signs that you need a mid-year reset? Okay? What does that look like? It's like you running on autopilot, just doing. You getting up in the morning, making coffee, getting dressed. And I was there, and you just driving the kids to school, going to work, do what you got to do, pick the kids up. And even if you have, somebody to help you with those type of tasks, like getting the kids and doing things like that, you got to make dinner. You got to maybe get help with dinner. Even if you sharing the task, you still moving fast and doing these things because it's repetition. You know what I mean? And you're just moving on autopilot. And maybe I don't want to, I do want to speak to, those of us who are single, but yet those of us who are, in marriages or in relationships and things like that. Sometimes you can still be in situations and still do things alone. Okay. We see it all the time in our real life, even before social media has exposed so much. But we know because we grew up, especially us Gen Xers, we've seen a lot from like boomers and silent generations. And so even within our generation. So I know I've seen a lot. Okay. Next up, how you can tell that you need a reset. You've been feeling disconnected from your goals, or you're just feeling overwhelmed. I'm going to give you an example from me. There's things that I want to do. I haven't published an episode in 2 weeks. Overwhelmed, moving away from my goals, moving away from things that I really like to do, not going to get a massage, not going for a walk, not going to the gym. I haven't been to the gym since probably mid-April. I've been twice since end of April. I went on my birthday and I went sometime before. My birthday was June 23rd. That is not good. Man, I know it's because I started a new position. I got a promotion, things like that. But I cannot let my life get so overwhelmed where I don't want to tend to myself. I am important. I have to take care of myself. If I don't take care of myself, who's going to take care of me? Yeah, we have children, we have families, we have husbands, we have wives. But at the end of the day, if we don't take care of ourselves, who's going to take care of us? Let's start with us first. Another one, you feel burnout creeping up on you, if it's not already there. And we know we can get burned out at work. That alone, that's not even including being at the house, taking care of your normal duties at the house. You know what I mean? So these are just some simple signs that, I've noticed with myself and, I just want to share, and your body and your spirit is just asking for rest. Have you ever just been so tired and you go to sleep, but you're still tired when you wake up because you just need a disconnect? Sometimes you just have to sit back and probably ask somebody like, can you do this for me? And I know me, I can be stubborn sometimes. I don't want to ask somebody for nothing. But sometimes you have to, just so you can catch a break. I am a firm believer of taking time out for yourself. And that's like going to a hotel. And, I know you may say, Kelly, that's going to cost, what if I'm on a journey where I'm trying to save a couple of dollars and do this and do that. I know. I'm doing that now. I'm pushing money to the side to save for certain things. But it's nothing like taking some time for yourself. And that's another reason why I went to New Orleans. I knew it was going to be hectic, a lot of people, hot, so forth. But I had some moments to myself in my room, relaxing, laying back, just into myself. Those are moments that are priceless. You can't, there's not enough money that you can pay for some quiet time. I don't mean quiet time in the bathroom, in the bathtub. in your room with the door closed. I mean, away from your natural environment. I love going to this hotel that's in my area. And it's a nice luxury hotel. And I may do it every 3 months where I will go to the hotel and I will stay for 2 nights, I say 2 days, 2 nights, and I will enjoy. And this particular hotel, it reminds me so much of going to like out the country and you're going to a resort and you might be sitting out poolside or on the beach and you have someone coming up to you asking you, do you like a drink? And they bring your drink to you. Do you want something to eat? And they bring it to you. And it's right here in my city. So I don't mind paying for it, even though it's in my city. I'm not, I don't see palm trees. I see oak trees. That's what we got out here in North Carolina. But it's giving me spa feels and it's giving me what I need. And then I'm recharging and I'm going back. I got to go back. We all got to go back to what we got and what we had. We have to go back. But you got to make time for yourself. So, how to reset and rest with intention. Step 1, schedule downtime. Even if, the weekends even count. Even if it's just the weekends, if that's the only time you can get some downtime, I know we might want to do our grocery shopping or do our laundry or clean or meal prep or whatever. Set aside some downtime for yourself. Step 2, reflect on the first half of the year. What worked? What didn't work? That can be for bills, that can be for projects, that can be for self-care. I'm going to always throw that in there, and think about it. What brought you joy versus what drained you? Sometimes we are so caught up in being in, and I hate to say this, I don't want to say struggle mode, but just working in chaos that we don't even realize it. But if you just sit back for a minute, pull out that pen and paper, go old school, and look at what actually brought you joy and what drained you. Step 3, reconnect with your goals and values. Because sometimes when you get so away from certain things, you forget about your goals. That could be weight loss. That can be starting something that you always want to do. And let me tell you what I did. This is my endpoint right here. I had got away from me wanting to do an ebook. And I think I mentioned that in several of my videos. And I think I mentioned in some of my episodes that I want to do an ebook. And once YouTube had demonetized me, that was a wake-up call for me. So I created an ebook. I created a few things, y'all. And I'm going to leave everything that I created down below in the show notes. And if you're watching or listening on YouTube, there'll be in the description box or anywhere where you are. Everything will be down below. I created, let me tell you what I did. Okay. Your girl has been one little busy thing. Okay. I created a workbook for us women over 40 for us to embrace our age. Okay. It's about journal prompts and just seeing where you are right now. I also created some daily graceful affirmation for you to just say to yourself in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, just so you can just be with aging and do it with confidence. Age with confidence, if you will. Okay. And I also created a 30-day graceful calendar. It's for like making new habits for yourself. Let me tell you something. Your girl was in a place and I had to pull out the tools. I tell you one thing, therapy really helped me. If I wouldn't have went to therapy, I wouldn't be able to do the things that I'm doing at this point. I tell you, no lie. And last but not least, and just so you know, all of these items are free. So please take advantage of it. Go and just enjoy everything that I've actually created for us. The last one I created is called 10 Secrets to Aging Gracefully. It's an ebook. It's for us Black women over 40. And when I say over 40, I mean 50, 60 and beyond. Because at the end of the day, 40 is like that point where things do change. And I will tell you, I'm in my last year of my 40s. I turned 49 and I really feel like my awakening didn't start till like 44. But baby, I feel it now. I'm excited about aging. I'm not rushing, but I'm welcoming, if that makes any sense. If that makes any sense. So when I say, reconnect with your goals, if something that you really, really want to do, go on and do it. Just like I did. Okay. Don't let nothing stop you. If you want to, start that business, start it. That YouTube channel, start it. If you want to be a podcaster, start it. Podcasting is fun. Let me tell you something. I'm going to be so honest with you right now. I get more out of this. I love my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, I can't even get the words out. I've grown and I'm able to watch myself from where I was to where I am today. And me seeing myself where I was in such a foggy place, but yet I still showed up and I still smiled big and wide. But that lets you know how much we as women will sit back and camouflage what we have going on in our life. So that's why I'm here to pour into you so you don't have to camouflage the way that I did. Okay? Such a transparent moment. But yeah, if you have any goals, just kind of reconnect with them and do what you want to do. If, like I said, if it's want to, shed a few pounds, if it's want to get toned, if you want to get your health in order, do those things. Do them. Step 4, create a soft structure for the rest of the year. Now, I know I'm a little late with this. We're, mid-July, end of July, but we still have months to go, okay? We're not doing no more hustle. No more hustle, no more going with the flow, okay? We want to leave room for grace and growth, okay? We have to do that because at the end of the day, all we have is us. And we don't want to get, up there in age and then we got grands and we got all these other nieces and nephews and just all other children around us and we're trying to live through them. No, live for yourself. I know so many people who did not live the life they wanted to live, or they lived a bad life, or whatever the case may be, and then they got grands and they're trying to live through them. No, live your life and you let them live their life. Okay? So let's think about a simple mid-year ritual. Just some ideas. Let's just throw some ideas out there. So I have a few here that I want to share with you. And this is kind of like tying into some things that I created for you. So again, make sure you check out the ebook, the calendar, my affirmations, and the workbook. Okay, check them all out. So we're going to have, what are some good ritual ideas? Journaling prompts for reflection, a digital detox weekend. I know you may sit and say, oh, I'm only on social media for a little while. I'm just strolling. Facebook, stop. Now, I do have a Facebook for family and friends and, people that have became, family throughout the years and whatnot. But when you're doom strolling, you're living through somebody else. Yes, you can definitely look and see and things like that, but you want to look at people who inspire you to do better for yourself. Okay. Don't look at nobody and get up there and be like, oh, she's living a good life or he's living a good life. Create your own. Create your own. And always know a lot of things on social is not real. Okay? Not real, not real, not real. Okay. So in addition, mindful self-care day. A no to-do list. Because I know for me, I am a to-do list doer. Okay, I will create a do list in a minute. I gotta run my errands. I gotta go here. I gotta go there. I gotta go to the post office. Gotta pick up some groceries. I gotta go over here. I gotta go over here. Just be present. Just be present. And it's okay if something doesn't get done. What I've been doing now is, like yesterday, I went and did my grocery shop. I went and did my bulk shop at the BJ's and Costco. I did all those things already. So now when this weekend comes, it's all about me. All about me. In addition, create a rest playlist. I love music. I don't know about you, but I love me some music. I love old like disco music. Oh my God. I ain't gonna sing for y'all just yet. Maybe in some future episodes. But I like some old disco music. I really, really do. If you know who First Choice is, let me know. Let me know. I don't care if you find me on Instagram. I don't care if you find me on YouTube. Let me know if you know about the group First Choice, okay? And you can also do a reset vision board. Okay, I've never done that before, but I thought it was something interesting. And I said, you know what? I think I want to share with the ladies. Maybe they might find some use for it. You know what? I didn't do a reset vision board. I did a mid-year vision board. 1 year, the year that I purchased my new home. So that was back in 2022. So I did a vision board. Pretty much everything on that board came to. Then I did another vision board after I moved in the house. Didn't stick to that vision board, but I kept both of them. I went and bought a big, pretty picture frame from Walmart. And I put everything in there and I hung it on my wall. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my God. And we also want to do affirmations for realignment. Sometimes it's good when you hear other people say nice things to you and uplift you, but sometimes you have to do things for yourself. And I know we have people around us that we know that can be there for us, but sometimes we have to do things for ourselves. And it's okay. And we can still ask, but it starts with you first. I'm a firm believer in if you treat yourself good and people see, they know how to treat you and how to handle you. And when they mess up, you check them. If they do it again, then you make a decision on where you want people to be in your life. So in saying all of that, you are allowed to rest and reset at any time. Okay? The most powerful thing a Black woman over 40 can do is pause and pour into herself. And I never want you to forget that. I used to run on fumes, but now I got so many batteries and extras and spares and charges. I'm good. Now, do I have my moments? Yes, I do. But I pour into myself and I want you to do the same thing. This mid-year reset, that's not going to be sitting here talking about make sure your bills are paid, make sure that stuff is paid. It's about you pouring into you. I hope you enjoy. I just want to say thank you for being here. In addition, if you enjoyed this episode, I would love for you to share it with another woman that you feel that deserve to hear the things that I shared with you today. Okay, but join me, everyone else on Instagram. I have the Facebook page, and also, just follow and listen on whatever platform that you on. I truly, truly appreciate you. And I'm going to leave you with this affirmation here. I honor my growth. I release the rush. I realign with grace. I thank you, and I'll catch you in the next episode.